Hey everybody, and welcome to another Cricut Craft tutorial. If you're new here, I am Corinne Blackstone and welcome to my craft room. Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, that way you don't miss out on all the crafty fun that we have here. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to make a really fun blank acrylic keychain using some color change glitter and color change vinyl. These are a really fun product to play with and you can be so creative. These are great for keychains and tumblers and just about anything that you can think of. The color change vinyl is really fun for card decals as well because this is a permanent vinyl by styletech. So let's get started and I'm going to show you guys how to make this really fun keychain. The first step to making this fun color changing keychain is to place some parchment paper under your keychain. This is so you can catch any of the extra glitter, and then I just use a pin pen and I peel off the protective coating on one side of my blank. I'm not always great at this. Like, I am terrible getting the backing off and it's just a pain for me. But I only peel it off one side, that way the other side is still protected. Just make sure that you get all of it off of there. And voila. So the next thing that we're going to do is get some UV resin. This is the stuff that I use from Amazon. I'm going to link everything down below. The keychain is from Amazon. The UV resin is from Amazon. The brush we're using is from Amazon, the light is from Amazon, and then I found UV glitter over at Joann's, but I will link some UV glitter for you guys. So all I do is I just take and I squeeze a pretty generous amount. You don't want to do a ton because these are not big keychains, but I do squeeze a decent amount onto my keychain blank, and then I just gently push it to the edges using my little silicone brush. Once you have your UV resin spread out onto your blank, you're going to take your glitter. And I like to open it over top of my blank. And then I just shake kind of whatever's stuck to the lid out. And then you don't need to use a lot. And this is not the easiest little canister to work from because it is so tiny. But you just sort of tap it off into the blank. And this is a chunky style. So what I do after I dump this off, I'll show you guys. It's super easy. So once you've dumped pretty decent amount on there, because don't worry, we're going to cover it. I'm going to slide this over just a little bit, and all I do is run my finger along the edge of the blank. That way it knocks off any pieces that might be sticking out or might be just in the way in general. And then I'm going to let this sit off to the side for just a few minutes. That way that glitter can soak into the UV resin. I like to let my glitter soak in a little bit, so I've let that soak in for a few minutes, and all I'm going to do, I'm going to leave the glitter, the loose glitter out, don't worry, we'll put it away, but I'm going to get out my UV resin light, and this is just a nail lamp. This is a Sun S9, and I have a few issues with it, but I like it. I did have to put some painter's tape over the little sensors, but I will leave this under the UV lamp for about 120 seconds. Now that we've let that sit on there, we're going to go ahead and take this off. So now that this is good and hard, this UV resin that we used, I'm going to go ahead and just tap it a little bit just to see if there's any like loose glitter sitting on it or in it or anything like that. Now I will say, because of the type of glitter I used, I am going to have to re-drill the hole for this one, but that's okay. I'll show you guys how to do that. Have to do it all the time. But I'm going to go ahead and put our glitter back into our jar here. Just going to open this up, and this is why the parchment paper is so handy, because it is great. Glitter doesn't like to stick to it, so all you have to do is just pour your glitter right back into your jar. We are going to put another layer of UV resin over this because this is really like rough, and you don't want a rough like texture to your keychain. So I just like to put another layer of UV resin right on top. You're going to do it in the exact same way. You're just going to make a glob. And make sure you get all the way to the edges. Once you're satisfied with how covered you got this, all you'll need to do is put your UV light over it. Now this time I'm going to leave my UV or my silicone brush under here, and I'm going to let that go ahead and cure under the UV light as well. Now that we've let that sit, we can go ahead and pull our light off, and this should be rock hard, which it is. This is awesome. It's such a fun thing to do. And like I said, we will need to re-drill our hole, but I'm not really worried about that. I'll show you guys how easy that is to do. It's just really hard with the chunky glitters to really make sure that you get that hole not covered. So we're gonna go ahead and peel the other side off now, and we're gonna put some of the sun vinyl on this. This is a really fun thing that you guys can do. I love the sun vinyl. It's a newer product and it's super fun. Comes in a couple colors, pink, purple, blue, I believe, and yellow. And again, I told you guys, I struggle with these stupid backings. Oh, they're the worst. Now we did get a little bit of, like I said, a little bit of like the hole covered, but I can still see where it was. So don't worry, we will just re-drill. No big deal. Happens to me all the time. I am not excellent at these, but look how pretty this is. This glitter is so sparkly. Isn't that so pretty? Check that out. I can't wait to take this outside in the sun and show you what it looks like. It's gonna be so cool. So let's go ahead and cut out the design for our keychain. In Cricut Design Space, we've got about a 1.5 inch circle to work with. So all I'm gonna do is just open up this circle shape and eventually it will open. It's been a little bit slow today. It happens. So I'm gonna actually go about 1.75. These should be about 2-inch circles, so I don't want to make it too small, but I also don't want to make it too big that it takes over the entire surface, because we do want to have a little bit of leeway around it so that you can still see it on both sides, that glitter, because that glitter does change colors. So you can do anything that you want with this. I am just going to put a nice little just letter C on here just for fun. I love just doing like a really simple look. And there is a font that I love for this, and it's like called Balloon something. I'll find it here. Here it is, Birthday Balloons. This is one of my favorite little fonts. It's so stinking cute. I'm going to go ahead and change this color really quick so we can see it better over our keychain. And I'm just going to expand this so that it will fit onto the keychain. That looks like a pretty good size. It should still leave quite a bit of room around it to see the glitter. So that's perfect. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the circle. We don't need to cut that. We only need to cut out this little C. But I'm going to show you guys something that's a really handy little tool, especially if you're using a new type of vinyl. Over at 143 Vinyl, they have this really handy chart of cut and press settings for the products that they sell. So what we'll need to do is find the styletech, which is right here, and then we are looking for color changing vinyl. They recommend Cricut cutting on a holographic iron-on. They also have silhouette and brother scan and cut settings. So we're going to cut this on the holographic iron-on setting. Do this back on the silicone mat just so you can see it a little bit better. So I'm just going to use a little bit of transfer tape, nothing crazy. And because this is such a small design, really don't need to burnish it too hard or anything like that. And then I always have this issue, and it's just because I changed my blade recently, but occasionally my holographic setting's a little bit too deep. So just be aware, you'll want to do some test cuts before you actually cut any new vinyl out. So now what I want to do is find where the hole is for my keychain, which it's right there. So then I'm going to line my little C up under that. Go ahead and press that down. And peel back my transfer tape. Then I just need to re-drill the hole into our keychain, so I'll show you guys how to do that. So like I said, accidentally filled the hole, not a big deal. I've got my drill with a really small drill bit, and I'm still going to do this on the silicone mat. It's just a little bit easier. So all I do is I find where the hole was, and then we just drill on in. Now you're going to see a lot of like dust. It's acrylic, it's the resin, so you'll want to make sure that you're doing this in a well-ventilated area. And once you pop through, you're good to go. So it's simple as that, and then you just want to make sure when you're taking it out that you switch your drill direction and you back it out, and then I'll usually run it through 1 or 2 times like this, just to make sure that I've fully cleaned it out, and then you can just clean out all the dust and stuff that's on the keychain. Now all you'll need to do is add your keychain hardware onto this, and then I'm going to take you guys outside in the sun to show you how cool this came out. I'm sorry this is a little bit blurry, but hopefully you guys can see the color change. It's really fun. The sun vinyl on top turns this really bright pink, and the glitter turns kind of a deeper purple. It's really, really fun. I had a really good time making this project. Everything that we used is linked down below in the video's description. If you guys have any questions, please let me know in those comments down below. If you have any tutorials you'd like to see, also leave those down below. I'm happy to help you guys with anything you'd like to learn. I hope you guys had so much fun. Have a great day, and happy crafting!